First of all, with us is Rekha Sharma, who is the former chairperson of the National Commission for Women. Thank you so much for joining us. And NewsX has launched a campaign where we are inviting medical minds to discuss profiling the rapists. Would you be willing to extend your support to this campaign?
I think it is an amazing idea to talk about the mindset of the criminals and do a study on that. And I must congratulate for this to NewsX, because every time such kind of incident happens and we talk about the incident, and then after the incident we think that what will be the legal procedure and all that. But to control it and to control the incidents like that, we have to study the mindset of the criminals, and this is very, very important task which NewsX has taken over them.
Ms. Sharma, we have heard cases of rape and sexual assault involving our daughters of ages younger than 10. How important is it to understand the mentality of these monsters who commit such unthinkable crimes?
It is extremely important. Time and again I have talked about it, that mapping of the criminal mind is very important. How their brain functions, why they have started such kind of things in their life. Were they also treated like this in their childhood, or they have seen their family members to do that? What kind of upbringings they had? Everything I think we need to know, so that we raise our children in such a way that we don't have criminals in the society. See, the work of police or the legal agencies come after the incident happens, but to control the incident forever, we need to know the mindset, and the mapping of the criminals' minds is very, very important.
Rekha Sharma, have you ever had the chance to speak to any of such sexual predators, and can you tell us about how did you tackle that?
No, I haven't talked to any predator like this, because our work was with the victims or survivors. We never talked to the criminals. And even in the jails when we visited there, yes, women criminals we have visited, because our mandate was to meet women in the jails. So accused or proclaimed criminals, I have met both kind of women and talked to them. But then when we go to the jails, we don't talk about the crime they commit, we talk about their welfare. So no, we haven't talked to them that why they have done this or why the crime happened. We only talked about the welfare of the people, women inside the jails.
Do you also feel that international behavioral experts from the FBI and other agencies from abroad can be roped in and brought to India to conduct such studies and train our police forces?
No, we don't need FBI or outsiders to come and study about it. Inside India also there are many experts who can be doing that. NIMHANS is a very good organization, and NIMHANS psychology experts can be part of this. There are many doctors I also have met who are working with the mentally challenged people. They can also be very good resource person for this.
Why do you think India has not conducted such a large scale study up until now? Keeping in mind there have been innumerable rape cases that are reported in our country on a regular basis.
Because nobody thought about it in India. I think we are very particular about our about sharing our data or any kind of personal thing to others, and somewhere I think the police also don't, or the judiciary also will not allow easily to do this mapping kind of thing. So even if the government would like to go ahead with this kind of study, there'll be a long procedure to follow up, because we can't share such a kind of study with others. In India, there is a mindset that we will not treat that person as a patient. We will treat him or her as a lifelong predator, such kind of thing. I think we cannot target a person if he or she is mentally challenged or they have got problem mentally. So there is some kind of mindset that even in the family, if we find someone who is mentally ill, we always say pagal hai ya baat mat karo. So nobody would like to stamp a stamp like this on themselves. So taking yes from the person who जिसकी स्टडी करनी है, उसका भी yes होना ज़रूरी है. तो मुझे लगता है वो भी डिफ़िकल्ट होगा इंडिया में. But yes, we can start a procedure. I think since we have started talking about it, and in one of the last podcast I talked about it at length, that yes, we should do this mapping, brain mapping it is called. We should do brain mapping of the predators, so that we know that which kind of persons they are who are committing such kind of heinous crime even with the children. So I think government should start, and maybe they are thinking of it, but I would also like to request that to the Home Ministry that we should start such a kind of study.
What, according to you, is the help that the National Commission for Women can provide to the Indian Medical Association and our ministry and even our agencies in conducting such studies into the psyche of sexual predators?
See, I'm not in NCW anymore, so you have to ask NCW now about it. I will not. Yeah, I was in, when I was there, I would have loved to help it about it, because I always took new challenges, and this is also a very, very interesting work. I can put in a word with someone in NCW, but I will not be able to answer on their behalf.
Do you feel that the findings and patterns that are discovered after the sexual predator study is conducted on each of these individuals, can these pointers not just be used for training law enforcement, but also spreading awareness amongst women?
Yes, that is very important. Yes, the law enforcement agencies will go through such kind of study, and it will be easier for them to understand the mindset of the predator, and they can also easily work on the cases. Also, women, if they know, they will be able to, firstly, they will be able to raise their children in a way that they should not go through that trauma. And secondly, they will be aware of the person who is committing such kind of crime, and can protect themselves, can be away from such kind of people.
Now, in your tenure as the National Commission for Women chairperson, while dealing with such cases, have you ever felt any lack of communication on the part of the law enforcement agencies?
No, I don't think there is lack of communication between police or anyone who is working and NCW. Since the time I joined in 9 years, slowly we have improved the communication between police and NCW, and by the time communication was very good. We were getting ATRs, action taken reports, on time. We were having meetings, regular meetings with the top police officials all over India. We were training police officials on gender sensitization, on the issues related to women. So we were working very closely with all the state police officials except West Bengal.
What are these issues, the problems, the challenges that you faced in fighting sexual crimes in West Bengal?
See, West Bengal communication is with the police is not good because they are afraid of the political bosses. They cannot even send a FIR report to us without asking CM office. Whenever I went there, DG was not allowed to meet me. Once he said yes and met, and in between our meeting he got some call from CM office and he hurriedly finished the meeting and just went out. So in West Bengal, police is under so much stress from political bosses that they are not even been able to work on the cases on their own. And that's how they don't come for the sunwais, they don't come for hearings in NCW. And when we go, in fact, we could not hold any Mahila Jan Sunwai in West Bengal because they never cooperated with NCW. So we could never have, in 9 years we could never have a Mahila Jan Sunwai.
Do you think anything has changed for the better for the safety and security of women since Nirbhaya case that took place in 2012?
Yes, the laws changed, especially on the juvenile justice. Things changed. Age came down from 18 to 16. People are more aware of such kind of cases. Women are more aware of the laws. They have started coming out and complaining. There are more FIRs done by the police. Police all over, they are swiftly acting on these cases. But a big but, that beauty, that the mindset of people is not changing the way it should have changed after Nirbhaya, or even before that. Why Nirbhaya should happen, or anything, any such kind of things happen, if the mindset of people is good, if men respect women like a human being. I don't say that औरत है तो इसकी इज्जत करो, दूसरा इंसान है तो इसलिए इज्जत करो. So if they would have helped women to come out of that kind of mindset where women are also not complaining on these cases, I think things will change, would have been changed. But to change the mindset of society is the biggest task we all have, and it is a slow procedure, very slow procedure. Somewhere I think the media, not the media, but the internet, I can say, is playing a big role. The free and availability of internet and such kind of websites where even the children can go and see nudity or pornography, I think that is also playing a big role in the mindset of people.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.